Hi, welcome to another YouTube of East-West Healing and Performance. You can learn more about us at www.eastwesthealing.com or visit our blog at blog.eastwesthealing.com. There's a lot of great resources on our website, articles, audio programs, PowerPoint presentations, as well as feel free to email us anytime or call to set up a free consult or ask us questions regarding your health or our client's health. Today we're just going to do a quick tidbit. It's pretty interesting with all the holistic, anti-aging centers that are opening up. A lot of these centers, you go in, you spend a month there or 2 months, you pay thousands and thousands of dollars for all these labs. Well, I'll tell you my experience on this. A lot of things that we're trying to find out in regarding to labs, not all labs, but a lot of labs tell you already things you already know. I've been doing this long enough, and you can tell a lot by just looking at a person. The more you know and the more skilled you are, like skilled Ayurvedic practitioners or Chinese medical doctors, they can look at your tongue or touch your pulse or just look at you, feel your energy, and give you some sort of diagnosis on what is happening physiologically, biochemically, emotionally, nutritionally, and on, physically. And for any practitioners out there, physical therapists, osteopaths, over time you can look at a person's body and actually have an idea of what's going on, simplified if their shoulders are round and their head's forward. If you know anatomy, you know it's short and you know it's elongated. Well, same goes for the body. So I'm going to give you a little bit of tidbit of information so you can maybe self-diagnose yourself, and then from there seek a practitioner, maybe such as myself, long distance. I do a lot of long distance consulting, hormone balancing, lab testing, and nutrition and lifestyle coaching, or find someone in your area. So I'm going to give you a tidbit information on how the hormones work. They all have receptor sites in the body, where they bind to. So you can tell, this is just generalization. It's not the end-all, be-all. We do a lot of different lab testing and paper subjective assess work and objective assessment work. But you can get an idea by looking at your body, at different parts of your body, if you're high or low in certain receptor sites. Okay, or certain hormones. You see a lot of guys walking around today with bellies, but they're very skinny. Well, around the belly, right, the gut, the gut region is basically the umbilical region, and that's where most of the cortisol receptor sites are. So you typically know if someone has a stress imbalance or cortisol imbalance if they have fat on the belly area and nowhere else. Okay, so that's cortisol. Typically for androgen sites, which is typically high in women who have a hormone imbalance or eat a lot of sugar, get acne on the jawline during their cycle, hair on the chin, oily skin, things like that. That's typically the tricep area and the pec area. So if you have fatty deposits in the tricep area and pec area, one thing you can think of is high androgens in the body. Okay. Third is insulin, typically subscapular, which is right below the scapular, okay, and the sides of the waist. If you see fatty deposits there, okay, sometimes when women wear a bra or something, you see the little fat pockets around there. But at that region, as well as suprailiac, which is the side of the body, you know if someone has blood sugar handling problems, insulin-resistant problems, if you have fatty deposits on that side of the body. And that's an epidemic going on today, and you can see this in most Americans. Typically, if people have fatty deposits through here, which is mid-axillary, a lot of the times it's a slow thyroid. Okay, not hypothyroidism, just a slower thyroid. It's not working because of estrogen dominance, because of goitrogens and soy, and on and on and on. Typically, the quads in the gluteal region, like right below the glutes, so quads and glutes, that's an estrogen receptor site region where most women have trouble losing weight a lot of the times. It's because most of them are estrogen dominant, meaning there's not enough estrogen, progesterone to counterbalance estrogen. It doesn't mean they have high estrogen. It could mean a million and one things. It just means there's not enough estrogen to counterbalance, enough progesterone to counterbalance estrogen. One more receptor site. Actually, that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to cover, and it's more to give you some insight. Okay, so insulin, the waist, and mid-back, receptor sites, cortisol, right below the belly button. Triceps and pec area, is androgens. You can look that up. It's typically higher in women because of poor diet or poor ratios of diet, mostly sugar. Mid-axillary is thyroid. Okay, quads quads and gluteal area is estrogen. So if you feel like you have fatty deposits in this area, you've lost weight and they're still there, typically you have some sort of hormone imbalance. Okay, this is due to the work of Charles Poliquin, Dr. John Lee, MD, Paul Chek, and many other great functional medicine practitioners out there, as well as Dan Kalish. So if you feel like you have fatty deposits in these areas or difficulty losing weight, and you can't lose it from these certain areas, typically of a hormone balance, this is due to diet, toxins in your environment, the water you're drinking, conventional foods, poor food ratios, poor food frequencies, chronic stress in your life. Stress can come from chemical, physical, chemical, not enough working out, too much. Chemical, that could be a million and one things. Electromagnetic, meaning phone or computer or microwaving your food. Environmental, mental, emotional, spiritual, on and on and on. Doesn't matter if you stub your toe or eat sugar, your body is affected in the same way. So the goal here is to figure out where your stresses are coming from, as well as getting a lab test done by BioHealth Diagnostics or Metametrics or Diagnostics to figure out what hormones are imbalanced, as well as working with a practitioner to figure out where your stresses are coming from, so you can actually, take the right bioidenticals or herbs for balancing your hormones, as well as understanding where your stresses are coming from, so you can actually fix it from that end as well. Because if you just do a lab and you take herbs, you're still masking the problem. You haven't really fixed where it's coming from. You're fixing the branch, you're not fixing the root. Okay, quick example. Most women are estrogen dominant, right? So we do assessments to figure out why. It could come from the pill, medications, anything, chemicals, xenoestrogens, toxins. Bottom line, it's a stress. So we figure out where it's coming from. We design a plan to educate that client to get them where they want to go. We do the lab, and then typically we treat them with like a bioidentical progesterone over a 6-month period. We treat them with what's called indole 3-carbinol and calcium D-glucarate and a product called DIM, which is dindol methane. This all helps with detoxifying estrogen from the liver, supporting phase 1 detoxification, which is, supports the cytochrome P450 enzyme, which helps with estrogen detoxification. So we're hitting both ends of it. So kind of kept it, we kind of kept it short and quick today. I just wanted to put that out there because I was doing some research on this. If you have any questions, or you feel like you're looking at your body and you're seeing some of these things pop up, meaning most of the time it's cortisol and insulin, feel free to give us a call. Visit our website, eastwesthealing.com. Look at a lot of the articles, resources in our blog at blog.eastwesthealing.com. Or feel free to call us for a quick consult so we can figure out what package that we have best suits you, or if we could refer you to some practitioner in your area. Thanks for tuning in, and hope you have a great day. Today's Friday, and have a great weekend.